Everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today is Thursday, which means it's story time. And well, basically, if you were here last week, you saw the prologue of the story. So today we're going to be getting the first actual chapter of the story. So I'm going to put a link in the description below there'll be a link down there to take you back to the prologue. But for now, let's jump right into the story. As you remember, we just had the prologue. So, now we're going to start with the story of Claudius von Haugis, starting on March 1st, 1103, in this fantasy world of mine. The title of this chapter is called The Adventure Begins. Alright, so, from Claudius, I was worshipping at the temple of Heronius in the capital city of Fieldsrum when I received word from King Thaddeus Fieldsrum. I received word that King Thaddeus Fieldsrum wanted me to meet a few guys outside of town and then meet with them. So, Claudius von Haugis, my character in this, basically, he was told by the king of the town, not just the town, he was like the king of the whole freaking country, but he lives in the capital city, so that's where Claude, my character's from. So basically, he was told by him to meet with some guys outside of town. Let's see. I met them at the west gate of town. So, like I said, the west gate of town. There's like 4 gates in this town, so we went to the west one. There was a half-elf wizard named Gandalf, clearly ripped off from Lord of the Rings. An elven ranger named Sovelus Lydon, very big ripoff from actually the D&D books. One of the characters right out of there is named Sovelus Lydon. Well, he didn't have the last name Lydon, but yeah. And a human fighter named Dorthin von Liechtenstein. Now that's an original name. So basically we got these 3 guys. The guy playing Gandalf, he doesn't stick around for very long. He kind of sticks around for a few sessions and then he's gone. But he does some stuff while he's around. Sovelus, that's by my buddy Dustin. He definitely has a big role in all that. He's, like I said, half-elf ranger. Great. He was one of my favorite players. I was the DM in this as well as the character Claudius von Haugis. Let's see. Sovelus Lydon and fighter named Dorthin von Liechtenstein. So yeah, he's a standard sword, double sword. Well, not standard, but he was a dual-wielding fighter. Pretty cool guy. He was new to the game. That was my buddy Robert who played him. We proceeded in and went to the tavern where Sovelus tried to talk to the bartender. Now, this was really funny because Sovelus, well, I might talk about that in a sec. Let's see. Tried to talk to the bartender. Unfortunately, he hated any non-humans and turned him away angrily. Yeah, so this bartender, I set this bartender up. This bartender was, he was a racist. He was very anti anybody who wasn't human. Like, humans only. So Sovelus being, I think he was a elf or a half-elf. I think he was a full elf, actually. Yeah, full elf. Sovelus, the guy, my buddy Dustin, he was trying to play this correct. He was doing everything right, but the guy just happened to be a racist. That was just how it was. So, didn't work out so well for old Sovelus. Let's see. Dorthin then tried to talk to him and found out the castle was in the center of town. So, basically, Dorthin, my human fighter, he talked to him because he realized this guy was racist against anyone that wasn't human. He made it pretty obvious. I forget exactly what he said, but it's been years since I've actually played this game. But yeah, he made it real obvious. So Dorthin talked to him. Nicest guy ever wants a human talk to him. That's most racists are. Let's see. So he found out the castle's in the center of town, which honestly they could have just figured out by looking, but none of them tried to do that. Let's see. Meanwhile, the bartender's daughter began flirting with Sovelus. So, the bartender's daughter basically, she loved anybody her dad hated. She was one of those types. So she was flirting heavily with him, while her daddy's distracted. So this gets really funny. I love this part of the story. Anyway, so she invited him up to her room. Let's see. He agreed, but as soon as she turned around, he punched her in the back of the head, attempting to knock her out. So basically, he read the situation. He's like, okay, she's only hitting on me because her dad hates me. Maybe I should not get involved with this chick. So basically, he agreed to go up there, but only so that he could get her to turn her back and knock her out. Unfortunately, unfortunately, he failed, and she began to cry. So he tried knocking her out, and it didn't work. So yeah, they got into a little bit of a mess. Let's see. Her father called the guards, but we managed to escape. So basically, it was a really funny situation. I can't remember all the details, but it was hilarious just watching that. Watching him make all those rolls to see how that happened. But we did manage to escape. But of course, they got a pretty good look at our faces. Let's see. Safely out of town, we disguised Sawless and went back into town. And then back inside. Unfortunately, this guy saw right through his disguise, and he was promptly arrested. So basically, they arrested him right away. The rest of us managed to save ourselves by claiming we didn't know him, which was kind of true. We literally just met the guy. Yeah, we were working with him, but we kind of overlooked that fact a little bit. So, yeah, he ended up in jail, and I believe our next quest was to get him out. That's all part of this story right here, too. So, let's see. Unfortunately, man... So we then proceeded to the king, who we told of our mishap and received permission to release Sawless. So basically getting him out was real easy. We just basically went right to the king, who told us what the quest was, and we're like, hey, one of the guys that was supposed to be with us got himself arrested. So he gave us permission, he pardoned him, and we got Sawless out that way. It was a little bit easy, but we were requested specifically by the king. It's my first time DMing, so a little bit of an easy plot twist that I put in there. Let's see. We showed this to the guards. We got Sawless back, and then we went back to the king. So basically, just a real quick trip. Hey, guards, we got permission from the king to let him out. The guards are fine. So yeah. Which my guess is they're probably like, they did too know him. But they had permission. We had permission from the king, so they couldn't do a whole lot at that point. So let's see. It was a little bit easy that I made this particular one. Like I say, first time DMing. Let's see. Then, basically, once we did meet with the king, he told us the story of Kind of El, as I told you in my last video. If you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. And asked us to help stop them, because basically Kind of El is back. We agreed and went off seeking Channing Penuel in the Dwarven City, 100 miles east of town. As we went to leave, before I get to that, so basically we're get sent on a quest to go 100 miles east of town, because Kind of El's back. And they're causing all sorts of chaos. They're coming after, they're gathering up these legendary weapons, and it's our job to stop them. Us newbie adventurers, yeah. Like I say, first time DMing. So yeah, basically it's one of those epic hero quests. Like our characters are, prophesized and all that fun stuff. So yeah, that's kind of a little video game logic there. So basically we agreed and went to, so the town's 100 miles away, so it takes a little while to get there. Got a few videos on that trip. Let's see, as we went to leave, we were warned that a kobold was outside of the gate, and we took precautions. So basically, as we were getting ready to leave, the guard's like, yeah, there's this kobold hanging outside the gate. And, we're like this group of level 1 adventurers, so a single kobold actually could be a problem for us. It's not a super hard encounter, but, it's the guy's first time ever actually in a fight. So, yeah, we took precautions, and Gandalf dispatched him easily with his crossbow. So Gandalf, our wizard, he just used his crossbow, took one shot, kobold's dead. It's a weak monster, but, it was would have been a decent fight for one guy solo. We had a party of, 4 guys. Pretty easy fight, but, first fight, good introduction. And it ended up being a super easy fight. It was a one shot from a crossbow. That easy. I think it was the first strike too. So yeah, that's the story. In the next video, we're going to be talking about the first leg of the journey towards this dwarven city. And yeah, so that's going to be next Thursday. So definitely look forward to that. And yeah, if you want a little bit of a sneak peek, I do have a little bit of this on the my Tumblr, which is linked on my homepage, so you can always check that out. But not all of it's there. That's only going to get you a little ways in. I have a lot more to the story than what's on the Tumblr account. So yeah, look forward to continuing weeks. You're going to get 1 episode a week. But yeah, so definitely subscribe if you're interested in that. As well as tomorrow, Friday, we got Dungeons and Dragons description videos. We're going to have that every week. Saturday, we got Naruto character review. So if you're a big fan of Naruto and you want to learn about more of the in-depth about individual characters, check that on Saturday. Sunday, we got videos as well. Yeah, so definitely want to check all of that out if you subscribe, because you're going to have easier access to all those videos. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely consider sharing it with your friends. And look forward to next week's video. Anyways, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.